And once again, welcome very distinguished personalities from Abuja. Like the current commissioner said, this is the Nnamdi Azikiwe Stadium. This is a facility that was conceptualized by the entire Southeast. With the creation of Enugu State, it behoved on the state to continue to take care of the facility. The state, as part of the aspiration to grow grassroots sports, invested a lot in the redevelopment of this facility. As you can see, a brand new tartan track. This was 100% funded by the state government. The AstroTurf playing pitch, the scoreboard and the lighting systems, and of course the rehabilitation of the entire stadium was solely done by the Enugu State government as a way of encouraging sports development. Also, in the course of your tour, you're going to see other artificial playing turfs were developed in the state. One is at the University of Nigeria Enugu campus. Another one is at Rangers International Football Club training pitch. Of course, you're aware that Enugu is one of the first states that come back to the basics in growing sports with the reintroduction of secondary school sports activities and grassroots sporting activities in the various local governments. Government has also invested a lot in the provision of 2 standard stadia in the other 2 senatorial districts of the state. I'm sure in the course of your visit, if time permits you, you're going to see those facilities work in progress. The totality of what we're trying to do here is to align ourselves with the reality of how we can grow sports. And that is through infrastructure and secondly, through the grooming of grassroots sports development. So once again, we want to start as a sporting state to welcome you to Enugu, and indeed this facility I can term world class now because of the involvement of the state government. Thank you very much.
Works might just have a word to explain to our visitors about the routes that we just took down to this place. I'm Commissioner for Works.
Hello, thank you and welcome to Enugu one more time. We took off from Universal Hotel. That Universal Hotel is dualized road by the state, including the street lights on it. Then we got onto a Presidential Road. Presidential Road was also done by the state, including the street lights and of course the traffic lights. From Presidential Road we got into Ogui Road. Ogui Road is a dualized or dual carriageway, also done by the state. Then we got into the stadium. In 2007, when His Excellency Barrister Sullivan Ihara came into power, he made the road infrastructure his #1 policy thrust, and we divided Enugu Urban into zones, up to 10 zones. So in the course of this tour, you'll be driving through Enugu urban roads, and all the urban roads were done by this administration since 2007 to date. I hope we'll have enough time to go to all the projects that are ongoing and the ones that we have completed in Enugu urban. Before we go into all the interlocal government roads, we call them rural roads. Thank you.
Please, do we have questions for the commissioners?
What was the question again? 20,000 sitting capacity. 20,000.
I'm Benjamin Ango from civil society. It's not doubt the state government might have spent a fortune in this place. My question is, how do you intend to maintain these facilities for a long time?
Well, since the reopening of this facility, government has continued to provide resources for the maintenance. And even in line with our wanting to claim ownership of this facility, the governor of the state had actually applied to the federal government for the official handover of this facility to Enugu State government, because we believe that with the right budgeting and the proper structure in place, this facility will continue to enjoy the purpose it's created for.
Yeah, Honorable Commissioner, my name is Zakari from Radio Nigeria. I wonder how much must have been spent to do the rehabilitation work, and are you expecting any refund from the federal government when you eventually hand it over?
Well, we're not. The issue right now is not about refunds. The issue is right now about visioning. Like I said earlier, we're trying to grow grassroots sports. I believe that if you need to grow this, you need to grow also the sports infrastructure. It is in line with wanting to continue with that vision that the government had officially applied for the formal handover of this place to the state for proper maintenance. I believe the president is seriously looking into that matter, and I don't want to preempt the decisions of the federal government, but I know that Enugu State is geared and definitely be in a very good position to maintain this facility.
Okay, let's just take the last question. Okay, how much?
Well, you know, these are all piecemeal renovation works. But if I have to hazard a guess, you're looking at some billions, couple of billions of naira, because the artificial playing surfaces are actually very expensive because they meet up with the highest standards in the world. And the government made sure that we attracted very competent and qualified contractors who are able to deliver on this facility in line with FIFA standards. And all those things have international price benchmarkings. By and large, I would just put 1 or 2 billion, I don't know.
Just the last question.
Yeah, good evening. Mazi Chidikuko from NEI Africa, Civil Society. It's good you mentioned at last that this is artificial turf. Grassroots football development does not start with artificial turf. We have natural grasses. Now you have this one at the state capital. Is there anything you are doing to develop some other playgrounds that have grasses? Because sometimes there could be a rule that forbids you from using artificial turf. And that way we can groom children from that very grass, natural grass, before we talk about artificial turf. Because if you go ahead with this in other locations, it will not be the best practice. Is there anything you can do about that?
Well, thank you very much. You know, like I told you when I was making my presentation, government is also investing in the provision of 2 standard stadia and the other 2 senatorial zones. Apart from the 3 artificial playing surfaces we have in the capital city, there are various other playing surfaces. Enugu is known as a sports city. Government, with the introduction of school sports in secondary schools, is also doing a lot to ensure that for total education, that kids have access to proper playing facilities. We are aware of the fact that it's not every level of tournament that is allowed at artificial playing fields. We're also being a very futuristic state. We know that in line with what FIFA is thinking, in the next couple of years, all over Africa, you cannot even play on normal playing surface anymore. Because every day is beginning to stare us on the face that we must continue to use artificial playing surfaces to be able to meet in line with the profile of sports, especially on television. Thank you.
Thank you. Distinguished colleagues, those of us who have been on this tour, I'm sure we can make a direct connection between what we are seeing at this stadium and what we saw at the Jos Stadium, which is still under construction. We saw the AstroTurf and the stands that are also being built. One of the primary purposes of the Jos Stadium is to turn it into a training center for our various teams, national, club level, and even foreign, so that they take advantage of the weather, which is the high altitude, and save forex instead of going to training centers elsewhere abroad. But here, what we are seeing is a concept of grassroots sports development. And I think the question has already been answered as to whether or not you couldn't possibly have other playing surfaces. So as I said, for those of us who have been on this tour for quite a while, you can see the connection. Sports development or stadium development in Jos, intended not just for sporting activities, but also potentially for forex earning. And here in Enugu, we are seeing sports stadium development for purposes of grassroots sports accumulation. Thank you.